Welcome to Ms. Parb's Flipped Classroom. Today we're looking at solving a system with a matrix, and the objective is to write a system in a matrix form and then use a calculator to solve it. A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, and it's named by the number of rows by or times the number of columns. So for example, this would be a 2 by 3 matrix because it has 2 rows and it has 3 columns. You have to know the dimensions on the matrix when you enter it into the calculator so that you tell it how many and where to put places for the numbers. And the equations must be in standard form, ax plus by equals c, with the x's lined up together, the y's lined up together, and your answers lined up together. So in this system, we're going to write it as a matrix. So we have the problem 2x plus 7y equals 4, and 3x plus 5y equals a negative 5. We're only going to use the coefficients and our constants. So we take 2, 7, 4 and write that as our first row, and then 3, 5, and negative 5 as our second row. And once again, this is a 2 by 3 matrix. There's basically 2 steps to the calculator. The first is to enter your matrix, and then the second is to calculate the answer. So you would go to matrix, edit, enter 2 because it's a 2 by 3 matrix, and then hit enter, and then 3 and enter. And this 2 and this 3 are to tell it it's a 2 by 3 matrix. And then these numbers are the numbers in the matrix in order going across each row. So we'd have 2, 7, 4, 3, 5, and negative 5. And you have to hit enter after every number. And then quit because we've got all of our data entered, and then we want to calculate the answer. So we go back to the matrix. This time we arrow across to math, arrow up to RREF. This stands for reduced row echelon form, and hit enter. Select the matrix where you stored your values. So if you stored your values in matrix A, then the cursor should be on A, and you hit enter, and then hit enter again. And this is what you should see on your calculator. The parentheses in the bracket 1, 0, negative 5, bracket, bracket 0, 1, 2, bracket, parentheses. This tells you that 1x, which is our top row, the 1 is in the x position, is equal to negative 5, and our bottom row tells us the 1 is in the y position, so 1y equals 2. So that means that our answer is the point negative 5, 2. In order to use the calculator to solve systems, you're going to have to know what every type of system would look like. The independent, where you have one solution, dependent, where you have infinite solutions, or inconsistent, where you have no solutions. An independent system, like the one we just did, is always going to have this diagonal row of 1s, and then everything else will be zeros. And then your answers will be here. So this one, if this is in your x place, tells you x is this number. And if this was your y column, then y would be that number. If you had 3 unknowns, you would have 1, 1, 1. All of this would be zeros. All of this down here would be zeros. And then you would have 3 answers. So you can use this to solve a system of any size. An inconsistent system, which would have no solution, would look like this. So try this yourself. Make the matrix, go through the steps, and get your answer. And this is what you should see to make sure you did it correctly. Notice the bottom row is 0, 0, 1, which is a false statement, which is what you would expect when you have no solution, because they always give you false statements. A dependent, or an infinite number of solutions, would look like this. So here's another problem for you to convert to a matrix, enter it into your calculator, and make sure that this is what you get. And on this one you have the equation x minus 0.5y equals 2 would be the equation for this line. And down here on the second row you see 0, 0, 0, which is a true statement, which is what you expect when you have an infinite number of solutions. So it's really easy to do these on the calculator, but you have to make sure you understand what your answers are telling you when you see these on your calculator screen.